everyone, and welcome to another video of Hosted by Tina. This video is a continuation of our content on job readiness. These videos come to you in series which started with the 3 parts of resume writing. If you haven't seen those videos, I recommend that you watch them first in order to really equip you with the tools that you need for your job hunting process. In today's video, I will be talking about the top 10 most common job interview questions and what interviewers would really like to draw out from you as the interviewee. Let's get on them one by one. First on the list is say something about yourself, or what can you say about yourself? In this specific interview question, our interviewer is simply trying to gauge our ability to communicate. In order to address this specific question, you need to have a lot of good adjectives about yourself. Having such bank of adjectives, you will be able to go through a good list of things about you and probably about your previous job. However, in this specific question, your interviewer is not yet trying to draw out from you what you have done in the past professionally. My strong suggestion for this is for you to simply describe yourself casually. You could probably say, I'm a flexible person, and a good example of this was when I was reassigned from one department to another with our human resource department realizing that I am more of an effective teacher than an office worker. Also, when you try to pinpoint facts about yourself, do limit it to 3 strong points. If I may continue with my example, flexible could be one, and you can even say innovative as the second and teachable as the third. And in those examples, please do not forget to really give some concrete examples on how flexibility, being innovative, and being teachable has been evident in your previous job. This is not yet something about you professionally, but the trick is you are taking mention of some strong points about yourself not written in your resume, which you are now trying to connect with how you performed in your previous employment. Always make your facts claim proof. Give examples and concrete scenarios wherein those qualities that you have assigned yourself are all clearly evident. You may be wondering why I did not recommend you to answer the first question in the light of your profession or your career. Well, that is for you to make way for the second most common question, which is, why should we hire you? This specific question is where your interviewer is trying to ask you of your performance in your previous jobs. In responding to this question, this is also when you try to highlight your qualities, your abilities, and skills. This is also a venue for your interviewer to cross-check whether what you have written in your resume is something that you have mastered about yourself. So this question of why should we hire you is something to bring out your qualities as a professional. This is also a good opportunity for you to channel your interviewer's attention to your educational attainment, although that is no longer the center of your answer here. You may start your statement by saying, aside from finishing Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, I have also had over 10 years of teaching experience in college and in high school. And then you continue your statement trying to really point out your achievements as a professional or a professional teacher for this specific exam. Third on our list is, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? Okay, so there is a danger in answering this question. Always bear in mind that you are an applicant of this particular company, so the answer should be in the context of you already as an employee of this company. So your interviewer here is trying to figure out whether you have plans of moving forward and progressing through the career that they might extend to you in case they would decide to hire you. So what could be the effective answers for this? Well, great answers for this question include you seeing yourself as somebody who has already risen from the ranks of the institution or the organization. And you may even say, I see myself as a supervisor 5 years from now. And also with good opportunities for further education extended by your company. If the company is somehow extending training programs and further education to their employees. The next question we have is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? So of course you have to answer this with a two-dimensional answer. First are your strengths, and second, your weaknesses. Try to pick the top 3 strengths that you have, just like in the first question that we've had in this video. Now for your weaknesses, one very good warning that I would like to give you is, do not try to make your strength sound like a weakness, because your interviewer would surely catch and spot them at once. One example of that is when you say, well, I believe my dedication has somewhat given me a weakness because I've been very vulnerable with my fellow employees taking advantage of me. See how conceited it sounded? This is not a good way to present your weakness. When you speak of weaknesses, honesty is a very good aspect that you could project as you answer this question. Answer with sincere weaknesses you have, like maybe time management, and be honest about it, how you have been late a couple of times in your previous job, or maybe your weakness in getting along with some of your fellow employees. This will not be your disadvantage. Weaknesses are as important as your strengths. And also, try to incorporate how you have been coping with such weaknesses in order for you to improve them as time goes by. These are the points that your interviewer would like to know and would be more interested to hear, rather than you trying to sugarcoat your weaknesses or downgrade your strengths into weaknesses. 5th on our list is, what do you know about our company? Are you surprised? Well, this indeed is one of the top most common questions nowadays. In this particular question, your interviewer is very interested to know whether you have done enough research about the organization that you are trying to qualify in. Logically speaking, you wouldn't want to qualify in an organization that you have no idea about. So, what do you really know about the company? I hope you guys did some research before qualifying to that face-to-face interview. And if you ask, what are the good points to include in your answers? I would say the mission and vision of the company, the track of the organization, or even the battle cry of that organization. Say I was asked about their company, and if I am a teacher trying to apply to a particular educational institution, then I could say, well, I really like this company because of its mission and vision in committing itself to excellence. The 6th common question on the list is, why did you leave your job? It is very important that everything that you will say to answer this question is in a positive context. What you can say, especially if you have been unemployed for a couple of months or even years, is that you would like to try out something new on your own, or you would like to try out something new professionally. And freelancing has been very attractive lately, that you tried your hands on freelancing and in putting up your own business. But what if you are just leaving the job as you get hired in this new company? Then what you can say is that you see a more career progression in this new company that your present company is not yet ready to offer. But again, stress those positive points that this present company that you will be leaving soon contributed in your career progression as a great professional. Next question is, when were you most satisfied in your job? I like when interviewers ask me this question. Being asked this particular question as early as your job interview will make you feel comfortable and at ease that you will be assigned in the most fitting department according to your qualifications, skills, and abilities. Remembering my own experience, I really don't like pen pushing. I see myself to be a people person, strengthened by over 10 years of teaching experience and my ample experience in sales. The number 8 on our list of top 10 most common interview questions is, how do you handle pressure? This type of question is mostly asked by interviewers when they see that the applicant has already handled at least one supervisory position. So how do you attack this question? Include in your answer those ways and fun things that you do in order to handle and manage your stress. You simply need to be, again, honest about it. For sure, you know what your tendencies are and what you like to do whenever stress creeps in. Do you eat? Do you probably watch a movie? Do you binge watch in Netflix? Tell your interviewer that. You can even tell him one specific example or a very short story of one occasion when you handled your stress and how that strategy helped you overcome stress in no time. Our 9th question is, do you agree that customer is always right? Well, we all know that in every business, customers are the lifeblood. They are the very people who would come and go our business depending on how satisfied they are. Do we really treat them as kings every time they come to us with special requests or complaints? I understand this to be a very touchy question. And most of the time, it also tends to be very subjective. First of all, let me recommend that you get a feel of the interviewer and the company itself. Traditionally, customers are kings, and everybody will agree to that. However, in our modern world of doing business, where strong policies and guidelines are concerned, especially those pertaining to security policies, then customers might not be right at all times. I remember one of my talks, one of the attendees asked me if I agree to this myself. What I said is, you may say, I agree that customer is always right. However, when policies and procedures are at stake, then that is the very limitation when customers' requests cannot be granted at all. Before I give you the last question on our list, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell on the section below for more contents just like this one. Let me give you a background why I included this on my list of top 10 most common interview questions. That is specifically for us being Filipinos. Let me give you the question first. What is the range of your salary? This question would put me in a place where I feel a little off up until now. That is because Filipinos tend to be a little timid at times, and most of the time we fail to be assertive. That goes without saying that you should not come to your job interview unprepared. And your preparedness should also encompass your being ready to answer this question with a good amount of research of what is the salary range that is existing in that specific industry. If you are trying to qualify in the education industry where salaries for teachers are really on a per hour basis, then you should name your salary range in that specific parameter. But if you are trying to qualify in the BPO industry where the range of salary comes in a very handsome range, then there is no need to be timid about it. For as long as you know your abilities, you know your skills, what you can give to the company, just be straightforward in answering the question. You may even say, I am expecting a salary of not less than $35,000 a month. Straightforward, Sweet, short, direct. So that's the end of our video today. I hope that this video will help you in your job search. Lastly, please be mindful that your interviewer's attention can only last 10 seconds. You will only have the initial 10 seconds to sell yourself and impress them. Do it and bring the bacon home. This is Dela Cruz of Hosted by Tina. Ta-da!